Okay, let's break this down into simpler terms. Imagine your energy every day is like the power meter in a video game, usually found in the top corner of the screen. At the start of the day, you have 100% energy. But every task you do, especially the big ones like homework or exercise, which I call the win the day tasks, need a lot of that energy, about 60% of it. But here's what happens. We waste energy on small stuff right from the moment we wake up. Deciding whether to get out of bed or snooze for 5 more minutes? That's 5 energy points gone. Wondering what to have for breakfast? Lose another 5 points. Eating while watching a video because you can't focus. Drop down to 85. Scrolling through TikTok in the bathroom. Each video is like -2 points. Picking out what to wear and trying on different outfits. Now you're down to 60. By the time you sit down to start your important task, you're already at 55, and remember, the big task needs 60. So, just like that, in 1 hour, you've used up half your energy on little decisions. That's why when you finally look at the big task, it seems impossible. Because, given the energy you've left, it is. So you've used up so much energy on little things that you don't have enough left for the big tasks. With the 50% energy you've got left, you find tasks that don't require much effort. You might scroll through social media, watch videos on improving yourself, or do minor tasks that seem productive but aren't really moving you forward. For example, you might update your YouTube channel's banner or profile picture instead of creating new content. It feels like you're being productive, but you're not making real progress. This is what I call busy work. Doing easier tasks to avoid the tough, important ones, fooling yourself into feeling productive. It's a form of procrastination, but not in the way you might think. Procrastination isn't the main issue. It's just a sign that we're not using our energy wisely. We don't put off things because of one big distraction. It's the many small things that chip away at our energy throughout the day. To stop wasting energy on these little distractions, there's a strategy called Eat the Frog. It's based on the idea that if you had to eat a frog, you should do it first thing, so it's not looming over you all day. The point is to tackle your biggest, most challenging task first. This way, you use your energy where it counts, right from the start, instead of letting small decisions and distractions drain you. Always tackle the toughest task first. Why? Because once you've handled the hard part, everything else seems much easier. Imagine eating a frog is the tough task. If you do it first, you can enjoy your meal afterward, ending on a good note. But if you save the frog for last, you spend your meal dreading it, which spoils the fun. And if you manage to eat the frog at the end, there's nothing pleasant left to follow it, so you finish feeling down. This approach is like setting yourself up for failure, kind of like being in a never-ending losing streak. So, the trick is to face the hardest task as soon as possible. Imagine you're trying to eat a frog that's wriggling to escape, but you just go for it. Think of it like you're channeling your inner superhero, tackling challenges head-on. This method transformed my ability to work efficiently, allowing me to get way ahead on my tasks. To make this easier, consider the gap between waking up and starting work. For me, it was an hour from wake up to work time. I thought about how I could shorten this time by cutting out unnecessary steps in my morning routine. Instead of adding more to my morning, I focused on what I could remove to get to my important tasks faster. So here's the idea. If you can, start working or studying just a minute after you wake up. Sounds intense, right? But if you have school early, try waking up an hour or two before it starts. Use that time as your eat the frog period, where you tackle the hardest tasks. Even if you only have 30 minutes or an hour, you'll be surprised how much more productive you can be when there are no interruptions. A key tip is to plan tomorrow's tasks tonight. Before bed, write down what you want to accomplish during your focus time in the morning. Doing this without any emotional bias ensures you're choosing tasks based on logic and what's truly important, not on how you feel in the moment. When morning comes, it's normal to feel tired or want to sleep more, and those emotions might try to distract you. But if you have your list, prepared by a more logical, nighttime version of yourself. It's like having a guide to push you past those feelings. Following the list helps you stay on track, as if you're holding yourself accountable. You've made a promise to yourself about what you're going to do, and if you don't follow through, the only person you're letting down is you. This method doesn't just keep you productive. It also builds a sense of trust and reliability within yourself, because not sticking to your plan doesn't really impact anyone else, just you. Imagine a guy in Russia right now, wrestling a bear in the snow. If you don't do what you planned, the only person you're letting down is yourself. Remember, spending a little time planning can save you hours later. There's something I've realized. Not every hour feels the same. Have you ever noticed how the morning hours between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. can feel super long, like they're stretched out, but the evening hours from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. just fly by? It's weird, like time speeds up at night. You might look up from what you're doing, and suddenly it's 10 p.m., even though it just felt like 9 p.m. a moment ago. If you've felt this too, that not every hour is equal, then figure out when you're at your best. Try tackling your toughest task, the eat the frog task, right after you wake up, making the most of your peak energy time. The goal is to minimize the gap between waking up and getting to work. Think of it like a video game. If your energy bar is full in the morning, you wouldn't waste your best move on a weak opponent, right? You'd save it for the big boss. Similarly, use your highest energy time to conquer the biggest challenges of your day. Imagine your energy when you wake up is like a full battery. Would you spend that energy on something small, like updating your profile picture, or on something big and important, like homework, working out, or making a YouTube video? When you start your day, you should dive into the biggest challenge first, like you're stepping into a boss battle in a video game. This way, your day is structured to tackle the most difficult tasks right away. Once you face the big challenge, everything else, like the smaller tasks, will feel easier, like dealing with the minor enemies after the boss fight. Starting your day with something challenging, like a cold shower or a tough workout, makes the rest of the day seem more manageable. And here's a little hint about what's next. I plan to record another video titled something like Why You Need to 10x Your Goals. I'll be wearing the same outfit in that video as I am in this one because I'm filming both on the same morning. It's part of my strategy to make the most of my productive morning energy by doing the hardest tasks first. So if you see the next video and notice I'm wearing the same thing, you'll know why. I'm putting my all into tackling the big tasks early.